Welcome back.
Just let me know when videos are stopped, yeah?
Good morning, everyone. Here in wherever you are, we're about to reach day 2 of our bright parade. It's day 2 of our race weekend here in Formula Hololive, the Our Bright Parade Grand Prix at Fuji's. It's Split B, and right now we're going to talk about the track map here, Fuji Speedway. 4.5 kilometers, 16 corners, 67 laps in total. Looking at a lap time of maybe 125s, maybe 124 if it's possible. It's a split round. It's Formula Hololive Japan's opening round of the season, and then we're looking at 26 cars to enter in Split B. And looking into the entry list and spotters guide, different faces this time for the Split B type of field here at the moment. First of all, we have Aldous Rantanara in the Nekomata Kayu car. He's looking to do a bit of damage after what we've seen in the Hull 27 kilometer race. Lorenzo Ricci makes his debut in Formula Hololive as well in the Hosho Marine car. And then we have Bon Air, Natsuhiro Matsuri car in the number 7, also wanting to do something as well. Monica Shilagi and Kizuhara Leo have agreed to basically trade rides between the two. And for that, Monica Shilagi has a Murashiki Shion ride, while Kizuhara Leo is able to focus solely in Hololive GT3. And then we have Sean Goliath in the number 9 Minato Aqua car. He's looking to do something as well. Daniel Balatev in the Tokoyami Toa car, also wanting to do something in that car as well as Miguel Castro, temporary driver at the moment, not looking to be a full replacement, all that stuff. Well, that's just one of the few drivers that we're going to need to talk about. Now, due to a bit of issues in the previous Split A stream, where Fawaz Mori is entered instead of Aziz Moziv will replace Fawaz Mori in this race in Split B, and a lot of other stuff. And then we also want to talk about more the EN class cars like Putri Farah Kamal, who's also a reserve driver, basically standing in for Raymond Pavo, well, actually replacing Raymond Pavo at this point. We have Muhammad Cashew. Good run yesterday in the 27 kilometer race. He's going to do a lot of damage given that he has finished 4th last time out. Lance Oryx, ID class champion in Holo GT3 International, also wanting to leave a mark. Fawaz Mori already raced in Split A, so he has his spot replaced by Aziz Moziv. And then we have Nasser Daham on his Formula Hololive debut, as well as Bon Ishikawa the 3rd, and and then we also have Aramaz as well. But let's also not forget Anita Perez, who's also making the Formula Hololive debut this weekend. So a lot of new faces, a lot of veteran faces as well. I forgot to mention a few more things. A surprise entrance from Hoshimachi Suisei was an absolute surprise to everyone to see in the first festival. But at least we got to see Charles Thompson in the Hall 27-227 the previous day. So I'm Mama Reza on the commentary booth. Welcome to the stream here in Fuji Speedway. And joining me in the commentary booth is none other than actually Sean Goliath. So Sean Goliath, welcome to the booth. It's a bright day here in Suzuka. We're getting this qualifying session finally underway. Apologies for the slight lag. So, Sean, can we hear your thoughts?
Yeah, so if I really have any concerns for today's race, I hope that we will not need another red flag session like yesterday's Split A race, and I also hope that no one will rejoin the race and still be riding on the grass.
Yes. So basically, your rundown is that you hope that there will be less incidents. Okay, there has been contact and all that stuff, and there has been people going off the track in, let's say, unorthodox maneuvers, if you want to call them that. So, First of all, we're going to be seeing a few drivers out on track. Mama Shaki Freza, number 77 car, looking to find some new pastures. The last time he has won in any of the two series, Hololive GT3 or Formula Hololive, last March when he drove the Roboco car to a win. But that was last year. Let's see if he can try to win this race 364 days, nearly a year on from his first win. So we're gonna go on board with Shaki Freza on his hot lap here at Fuji. Like you mentioned, take a very good exit at Panasonic corner, late apex, have this very long main straight for you to deal with. Obviously, ambient temperatures are 16 degrees, but the track temps are also quite cold as well. This is not what he would want to see, having to deal with traffic this early on. Okay, this is definitely going to cause concerns for Sakif, as he's going to be stuck in traffic this early on. Bad timing at the moment, as he wants to set a very fast lap time. Oh, gets held up there in Coca-Cola corner. He just needs to really back off there, but I don't think he might. At 100R, taking a good line. Brake just before the literally before the billboard at the hairpin. Get a good arc into 300R, these right-handers. Into the Dunlop chicane. A move may be made here right now, as he wants to try to clear Miguel Castro as soon as possible. Into turns 12, or that's not the move that he would like to do. Turns 13 and 14 really skirting through the edge of the track limits there. The curb is still fair play. Into Panasonic corner, 15 and 16. First lap times are set. Wazif and Farah Kamal, first drivers to set a lap time. Wazif sets a 126. Rahim Baya sets a better lap time, 126.066. Wheatley 126.164. Let's see what Wamashaki Reza can offer. A 127.791 after being held up by Miguel Castro by a substantial amount. That's not gonna do him any favors. Anyways, Vladimir Damashev, your current provisional pole sitter. John.
Yes.
Okay, so basically, in these moments, there are times where I don't speak, so you just try to fill in, in the parts where I don't speak. So you just speak what you want to speak. So yeah, that's one thing that we need to talk about. Speaking of which, Bon Air have set the new provisional pole time, 125.387 in his Natsuhiro Matsuri ride. So very good stuff there for Bon Air.
0.3 seconds in front of Damashev now, but we still have 10 minutes of qualifying. Anyone can affect the pole positions now and then.
Aziz Mwazib improved on his lap time, obviously having to miss out on yesterday's race due to a problem with his engine. He could not really get to fire that car in the start, but now you get to see the Ayuna Risu ride in proper display. Aziz Mwazib obviously had his chance in the international series. On round 9, he was tied with Shalagi on the lead of this ID class standings at the final race of the ID Cup in Sepang. Unfortunately, Mwazif pushed, but pushed way too hard actually, and he paid it dearly by going off track and basically labeling himself as a DNF. And so Aziz Mwazif has a mission that he needs to do. He just needs to basically get out there and prove all the doubters wrong, that he is someone who can literally see a race through and basically deliver.
Oh wait, I think there might be a driver change because Wheatley, who raced in split A, is now in split B. That's awkward.
Okay, so apologies here if there has been a slight mix-up on the grid. So we're gonna do like a short intermission for a while to get the driver change underway. So apologies if there has been a driver mix-up once again. But fortunately, this thing has been settled before qualifying. So obviously, that one you don't need to worry about way too much. So anyways, we're gonna restart this qualifying session in the next few minutes. Excuse me. I'm going to check back on the few stats to see if it's all consistent. Okay. So obviously, let's get back into the qualifying session. We're going to restart this qualifying session with only 6 minutes left. So just gonna check the information that we're going to be seeing at the moment. Okay, good point there. We apologize for the yeah, for the initial driver lineup, but fortunately we managed to fix it back. So anyways, we're going to get this qualifying back underway, hopefully but we do have to mention that the lap times have been reset as well, so there will not be a guarantee if Air can set that lap time again, and there might be someone who might actually nail the second part of this qualifying session. Anyways, it's almost loaded. We're gonna get this qualifying session back underway. So, in terms of favorites, Sean, do you have a favorite that you would want to share?
Personally, other than obviously Sean Galal, I would also like to pick Geoff Clark as one of my personal favorites because at Hololive GT3 he almost closely got into the podium places.
Well, from what we could tell, Clark has been a very solid driver as we're seeing here, representing Nike IMA in this number 18 car. We also would like to mention that he has been very solid in any of his rides at the moment. He didn't really show up in the postseason, but at the first race of the Holo GT3 Japan Series, he managed to really deliver on his first start. On his first start of the season, he did finish a very solid second place. Managed to actually beat the pole sitter, Charles Thompson, who tried to attack way too hard and obviously worn out his tires way too much. And so he lost grip at the end, and Clark managed to actually overtake him in the middle of the race. Here's our Mazzy, number 88, Iris. Obviously, wanting to make this one race count. Obviously, he also would make like just the sole start that he has made. And also we want to mention that all these drivers will now have, I think, maybe at best 3 attempts to try to nail their lap times. So Shakib Reza, back out on track. All times are reset. We're gonna definitely go get this qualifying session a re-go. So, Sean, tell us about Shakib Reza's lap.
So coming down to the first corner, not trying to overbrake his tires. Coming down to the, I believe that's 100R.
Yeah, 100R right now.
Coming straight for the sector 2 areas, and there we have the left turn. Coming to 300R, and the most important sector 3 area, which we saw a lot of incidents and a lot of attacking moves in here, not just in Hololive GT. A race.
You're slightly breaking up. But don't worry, we can continue. You can continue.
Alright, driving out smoothly, riding the curbs, not taking the curbs too heavily. Also, now coming to the Panasonic corner, not riding the curbs too heavily too. Just fully sanding it on the straight line.
And so let's take a look back into Mama Shakib Reza. He already set a pretty decent first and second sector, but will it be enough for him to set the pole time? Looking at the times, 126.134. I think that's good enough for the midfield. Bon Air still shows up, 126.043. Muhammad Cashew, or starting his lap time. Brendan McConley, though, is literally showing up in this race. He hadn't been showing up much in the 227-kilometer race, but now he's really showing up in the Split B race representing Gaugura. So now he has the provisional pole. And also, a few drivers that we need to pay attention. Geoff Clark, or just starting his lap time. Nasser Daham in his first Formula Hololive start. He basically is your new driver in the Sarasvana car. He is now currently third. And Lance Oryx, though, 125.222 for the Anya Milfiza car. Remember, Lance Oryx won the ID Class Cup title about 2 weeks ago. And now to see Oryx back in winning ways, even in a different car, that's just a nice thing to see.
Charles Thompson doing a top P4, 0.445 seconds behind of Orange.
And also, we need to take a look into some of the newer drivers as well. Ishikawa the third making his Formula Hololive debut, replacing Carolina Vieira da Silva. We wanted to mention to you just one thing about Sean Pauli. Currently sitting second in the qualifying session, fastest of the JP class car so far. Chucky Reza improving to 7 right now. Casio improves up to 6. Sean Pauli is facing an uncertainty in his time in both Holo GT3 and F Holo. So this race may as well be Sean Pauli's final race in both Holo GT3 and Formula Hololive. And looking at Aziz Muazif, sets the 4th fastest lap time. Goliath in car number 9 sets the 9th fastest time. Aaron Mazzi shows up in 7th place. Lorenzo Ricci in the Ocean Marine car gets up to 2nd.
And also just to clear up some things, we have 2 Kais here, Yuki Kazukai and I believe that's
Kento Kai.
Yeah, Kento Kai. Yeah, not exactly related, but just to clear up things here.
Okay, we need to know that in this one it's slightly more difficult to distinguish between the two, because Kento Kai and Yukikaze Kai, the one way you can differentiate them in Hololive GT3 is the manufacturers. But in this one, everyone uses the same car. They're all using the same tires and all that stuff. So we're gonna need to do some extra mentioning to try to distinguish between the two. As qualifying almost draws to a close, Sean Pauli still in 3rd place there, still beaten by Lorenzo Ricci, will look to start 3rd in what may be Sean Pauli's final Holo GT3 final Formula Hololive start. As you can see here, Ishikawa the 3rd is down in maybe not. That's not Ishikawa the 3rd. That's Sean Goliath already now sets at the 11th fastest time of this session so far.
Mark Lee sets the new fastest lap now in 3rd place, 0.2 seconds behind of Orange.
A bit of a correction. It's actually the personal best. It's actually a new personal best lap time for McConley. He's still 2/10 behind the pole sitter Lance Oryx and Lorenzo Ricci. And looking at Charles Thompson there, who had definitely shown up in the previous race at the Hall 27-227, he's now qualifying in 9th place.
Both of the guys are still qualifying outside of the top 15.
Okay, so continue.
For the points for this race, they are also top 15 will be awarded points, right?
Yeah, top 15 for the points, 200 points for the winner. Logarithmically scaled down to 15th place, will only get 1 point. So obviously, qualifying session has already been concluded. Chucky Reza I think he is the last guy to set a lap time. Okay, and that's the qualifying session over. There are no improvements in qualifying. We have had confirmation there that we have our pole sitter in the form of Lance Oryx. So first of all, we're gonna get this starting lineup underway. So here it is. Your pole sitter, Lance Oryx, will start on the pole in the number 33 Anya Melfista car. We do want to also mention that he is Anya's lone soldier, and he will do the best for Anya Melfista. So anyways, Lance Oryx sets the provisional pole first. I think at first non JP class pole sitter for this weekend. He has a lot to be proud of himself. Lorenzo Ricci in the Hosha Marine car qualifies fastest amongst the JP class cars. Brendan McConley 3rd place in the Gaugura car. Best EN class car in the field at the moment in 3rd. Actually beats Sean Pauli, who is now down to 4th in the Coronet car. In what may be Pauli's final start. And then we have Aziz Muazif in the Ayunda Risu ride, basically being a stand-in to Flawas Mori on yesterday's race. Edu Rakimbayev in the Okami Mio car will also start alongside Muazif on the 3rd row. Nasir Daham on his Formula Hololive debut starts 7th place. Very good stuff from Daham. Aaron Mazzi in 8th place, representing Iris in the number 86 car, will start 8th. Charles Thompson and Mamakashi make up row 5 in the 41 and 4 cars respectively, representing Suisei and Kali respectively. Here are their cars at the moment. Sean Goliath and Vlad Sadamasha make up row 6, representing Aqua and Aki Rosenthal respectively. In row 13 is Mama Shakib Reza and Anita Perez. Shakib Reza in the Moses Unene car is going to try to find a way to get into the lead at the moment. Anita Perez is currently 14th in her debut in Formula Hololive, representing Hackles Bells. Richie Rod in the Shirakami Fubuki car will start 15th. Yuki Kazekai in the Amane Kanata car will start 16th. Bon Air and Monica Shilage make up row 9 in the Matsuri and Shion cars respectively, 7 and 8 on row 9. Daniel Bolatev and Kento Kai sitting in row 10, basically lining up alongside each other, representing Towa and Boltan respectively. Jeff Clark, second place in Hall GT3 race, couldn't replicate what he had done last week and earlier in the qualifying session, alongside Althusser and Tannerau down in the 11th row, 21st and 22nd respectively, representing Ayame and Okayu respectively. Row 12, we got Castro, temporary driver in the Pecora car, Alex Grant in the Yukana Lamy car, full time, also not doing much to talk about. Puti Farikama has been very rusty in the car. Her last start was in August, so again she's a stand-in driver for the Rene car in the 01. And starting up last in the grid, Bon Ishikawa the third in the Oro Crony car. So we're gonna get this intermission underway. I want to hear your thoughts before we get this race underway.
So, I hope that again history will not repeat itself. Let's just hope that these drivers will go off the line easily, even though they are trying to fight for their positions. But I hope they don't spin out or have a big crash at turn 1.
Which is nice to hear. Anyways, we have a non-JP class car on pole position, and then we have Lorenzo Ricci starting in second. We're gonna start this race again. We're gonna start this race one more time in Fuji for the Split B race. The Hour by Parade Grand Prix at Fuji Split B gets underway. 67 laps are gonna be underway, and Lance Orr is having a very good start there. It's gonna be the EN and ID class cars leading the field. As you can see here, Sean Pauli really roughhousing himself past Lorenzo Ricci, who had bogged down the start. Sean Pauli absolutely being very ruthless off the line. Sean Pauli is currently in third place at the moment. Right now, Lance Oryx first, McConley second, Sean Pauli is in third place. Richie is now being under pressure for Aaron Mazzi, who's jumped up to 5th place. Aziz Mazzi might want to take 6th place away from Andrew Rahimbayev. Nasir Daham and Mama Cashew battling for 8th place. And running out the top 10 is Charles Thompson. So, again, we apologize if the timing charts are not as accurate as it may sound. But right now we're going to be trying our absolute best to try to visualize the image of how it looks like. Anyways, we're gonna get this cars lining up here. More cars are getting into the timing loops here at the moment to get their names registered on the timing tower here. As you can see here, Watson really going off wide, nearly making a mistake. Let's take a free camera here to see. So if someone making a mistake, oh, and that's I think that's Yukikaze Kai making a mistake there, going off there. So.
With Alex Grant driving on the straight line. That is supposedly Castro right next to him. Fighting out, Castro still in front of him. Oh, we have a DNF.
A DNF already. We have confirmation that Althusser and Tannerau has ended off somewhere and has retired on lap 1 of this race. And Tannerau has had a pretty decent showing there in the 227, but to see him crash out like this has been very unfortunate. If you are a Onigiria, if you're Oshie Nekomata Kayu, That's not what you'd want to see. Looking at Tanner crushing out quite at this point in this race. Anyways, more passes between Tomashev and Shaki Freza. This is a battle for 13th place. Shaki Freza trying to go around the outside of Tomashev, who now finds an opportunity to get past Perez, who was in 12th place. But it's going to be Tomashev's position now for 12th place right now. Anyways, let's see if we can see more side-by-side battles. Lorenzo Ricci is really bogged down the start there and is holding on the rest of the field. Sean Pauli will have a very clear marking on the race leaders.
Lance Ulrich sets a new fastest lap time of 1 minute 26.138 currently. Let's see if anyone can beat his fastest lap time.
Oh, and Lorenzo Ricci going side by side with Aziz Moazev, who's really showing that he has potential. He's really gonna try his best to make up for his lost ground in the the Japan series, the international series in Hololive GT3, where he spun out at Sepang fighting for a championship. So right now we see Aziz Moazev literally on the charge.
Mazi still fighting with, I believe that's Lorenzo Ricci.
Yeah, that's Lorenzo Ricci trying to defend against Mazzi at the moment. Ricci is currently in 5th place at the moment. Obviously, his name is not in the timing charts. Obviously, as a stand-in driver for the Hosho Marine car, he actually wants to volunteer taking this ride full time. After Jake Fox's departure from both Holo GT3 and Formula Hololive, Ricci, who had last driven a car in November and was not in the 2023 entry list, and as you can see here, Ricci is now under pressure for Aaron Mazzi. Back to his story, he actually volunteered to take the ride full time after a huge driver kerfuffle before the season started. Anyways, Aaron Mazzi finally makes the pass on Lorenzo Ricci, and now we see Aaron Mazzi up to 5th place. He gets a top 5. Nice.
And also Aziz Moazev just set a new fastest lap time, 1:26.007. Very impressive from him. Let's see if anyone can be able to beat that record too and set it to the 1:25s.
Yes, especially in this race at this point. Right now, we're on lap 4. Let's take a look back into the race field monitor at the moment. And as you can see here, we are still seeing the same patterns for some of the drivers, especially for Aaron Mazzi, who's definitely fueled quite lower than usual in this race. So Aaron Mazzi will be the first driver to pit amongst the non-JP class cars. So anyways, here we see Aziz Moazev, Lance Oryx, Guthrie Farkama, Muhammad Cashew, Brendan McConley, Nasser Daham, Bonnie Ishikawa III, and Anita Perez looking to stay out for at least 50, or at least I think 10 more laps. But for Aaron Mazzi, he has an absolute rocket ship at the moment, but that's because he is very light on his car.
Definitely trying to go to try and give an undercut attempt here.
Oh, as you can see here, some through 2 wide, nearly 3 wide action there. But it looks like every one of them managed to basically get themselves back on terms. Kai has been overtaken by Bolatev, who is currently battling for 18th place. And Shalake down in 20th at the moment in her first Formula Hololive start. Oh, and there's contact between Kento Kai and Daniel Bolatev, and that's going to leave them under pressure from Shalake and Ishikawa III.
That is definitely not a place where you want to try and go too wide there, but still very brave attempt from them.
Anyways, both of them still going side by side, even at 130 R. This is not not really a good place to overtake, but a good place to try nonetheless. Here we see Kento Kai trying to look for space there to get past Bolatev, but it's not worthwhile for him. Anyways, Kai and Shalage going side by side still, heading into sector 3. Shalage having the inside line to 13 and 14. Kento Kai nearly goes off track. This is where the drivers have a lot of trouble with Panasonic corner. If they go way too wide, that's going to cause so many issues. Ishikawa, the third, nearly goes off wide, nearly gets into the grass, loses control, but manages to keep his car safe.
Catching over his pitstream, just pulls up to the side. He's gonna try and make an overtake. Who's gonna break here first? Is it gonna be Ishikawa, the third, or is it gonna be Kento Kai who's gonna break first? Down to the corner. Still doesn't really make it, but he is there. He's telling Kento Kai right now, I am there.
And looking at Andrew Akimba making a very bold outside pass on Muhammad Cashew. You don't see that every day when it comes to passing around the outside. That's a pass for, I believe, okay, Brendan McCauley is still leading this. Okay, still leads this race. Brendan McCauley is in second. Aziz Moss is third. Sean Pauli is still down in fourth place. In the basically, Sean Pauli leads his class in the JP class. Aaron Mazzi currently fifth. Rakim Bayev, that over there, made a pass on Mama Cashew for sixth. And what a very good move that was on the outside. On board, Rakim Bayev in the number 30 Okami Mio Honda. Continue.
Cashew and Thompson still trying to reel up the times to Rakim Bayev now. 0.5 seconds behind. Thompson's 2 seconds behind from the lead right now.
Charles Thompson looking to make a statement at the moment. Going down into the inside line, heading into turn 1. Let's see how this goes.
Late braking, takes the inside corner, flares Cashew out of the way.
That's not Cashew, that is Vladislav Domashnev, who actually also made a pass on Lorenzo Ricci. Ricci literally lost 2 positions there after turn 1 there. So for guys like Ricci, that's not going to do himself any favors here. Charles Thompson, I believe, moves up to 9th place. Domashnev up to 10th. Sorry. Thompson is up to 10th. Vladislav, Domashnev up to 10th. Sorry. Thompson is up to 10th. 12th place goes to Lorenzo Ricci. And Domashnev is in 11th place. Meanwhile, Shakif Reza is looking to fight his fellow Gen 5 teammate, Alex. Oh, sorry, no, that's not his Gen 5 teammate. That's the Shirakami Fubuki car, represented by Richie Rod. This is a battle for what should be 12th place. Apologies if there has been another mix-up in the standings here right now. Rod goes off wide there. Nearly has his race-ending crash. Anyways, back out into... Again, apologies for the lag here. Anyways, Richie Rod is currently under pressure from Putri Farah Kamal. Where did she come from? She, I believe, started last and is now looking to do a lot of damage here. She was 26. Now she's up to 13th, looking to make a pass on, looking to complete her pass on Richie Rod.
Going for the inside versus Richie Rod a little bit wide. Now clipping the inside corners now. Obviously, this will be the outside. Richie Rod overtakes her, but not for long. Whereas, clears out Richie Rod again.
That's Richie Rod managing to stay ahead of Putri Farah Kamal. Good job from Richie Rod on that defensive driving. He steals back 13th place. Look at Shakib Reza versus Jake Fox. Lorenzo Ricci for 11th place. Shakib Reza and Ricci going side by side, heading into the Dunlop chicane. Shakib Reza has the outside line. Ricci has the inside. Will it be enough for both of them? And it looks like Shakib Reza manages to actually get past Lorenzo Ricci for right now 11th place. Domashnev also got past Charles Thompson there in the middle of things. Domashnev's now up to 9th. Thompson is down to 10th place. First driver coming into the pits. That's Aaron Mazzi. Onboard Muhammad Cashew right now in the Mori Calliope car, looking to definitely make this count.
Brandon McConley.
Currently, he's currently in second, by the way. currently under pressure from. Sorry, no. He is actually third. He's actually dropped down to third. Got passed by Aziz Monsif there. So Sean Paul is gonna try to do some damage here to get past McConley for what should be the final podium positions.
Coming to third sector here, Sean Pauli trying to do it nice and smooth, not doing any harm to its own car and not trying to ride the curbs too much.
And we have just sorry to break this news to you, but Aaron Mazzi have actually underfueled his car way too much at the start and actually couldn't make it on fuel. So obviously Aaron Mazzi, who had started on the front, is currently underfueled his car for the second stint. So he has to pit for a second time. Again, commiseration for Aaron Mazzi there because he's currently doesn't have enough fuel. There's another fuel miscalculation for Aaron Mazzi there. He's not fueled enough to make it until the end of this race. So Mazzi will have to pit once again. Here's Shakib Reza and Charles Thompson. And actually Shakib Reza making the pass on Charles Thompson there. Shakib Reza is climbing up the charts as it stands. Alex Grant making the pass. And as you can see here, Shakib Reza now up to 9th place here. Nasir Daham is in 8th. And looking here, Plaza Damasha also made good use of passing Daham for 7th place at that last few corners there. So as you can see here, Daham got into the cuts a bit hard. Here is Shakib Reza trying to hang around the outside, looking for a pass. There might actually be an opportunity for Shakib Reza because he is going very fast there on his first stint. Shakib Reza has a mission. Exiting the final corner, Panasonic, he'll see if he can basically tuck in behind the slipstream and try to get a pass done. Kento Kai is almost being overtaken by Alex Grant and is now under pressure from Bon Air.
Definitely a lot of train forming now. Bon Ishikawa about to be overtaken by, I think that's Shirage. And yep, that is Shirage. Side by side, I believe. Oh,
yeah.
Wait, actually, good. Exits turn 1 and Shirage finally clears Ishikawa third.
Okay, so looking at Bon Air and Kento Kai continues his free fall down the timing towers here at the moment. Kento Kai down, being overtaken by multiple other drivers. So I think they're down in the bottom positions at the moment. I can't really tell because I really can't scroll here the timing chart. We apologize if we can't really do that at the moment. So far we need to clarify you that the current DNFer at the moment, actually we have Sean Goliath, and actually we have a bit of an issue at the moment because right now we're taking a look into Jeff Clark and Sean Goliath as well, because we actually have three DNFers. It's not just Antanarao. Sean Goliath has also been out of this race. I think he has had it off somewhere. We need to take a look at the end of this race. So Sean Goliath and Jeff Clark also out of this race. At this point, it's very tempting to actually check the replays, but obviously due to the issues with Assetto Corsa's replay system, the lap time counter is going to be broken if we get back into this race after we check the replays. Anyways, Thompson and Shakib Reza battling Hamilton side by side.
Trying to do a move on Charles Thompson. Temporarily manages to clear him, but Charles Thompson is still very close to him, going side by side to 100R. Ooh. Charles Thompson tries to go for the outside move, not really making it. Coming to the downlap chicane. Thompson goes for the inside, now temporarily for the outside. Ooh, there's a little bit of shuffle there.
As you can hear, Shaki Reza.
Turn.
Yeah, into turns 12, into 13 and 14. Thanks for reminding me. Shaki Reza actually making a pass on Charles Thompson. Now Richie Rod is gonna have his letter of intent to attack Charles Thompson heading into Panasonic. Richie Rod's goal is to try to get a very good exit off of Panasonic corner. As you can see here, the graining of the tires are starting to take shape even on lap 13. Remember, the track is absolutely cold at the moment. So, and then we see Mama Cashew getting his way into Andrew Rakhimbayev. And looking into the remaining drivers in the field, Lance Oryx is still leading this race. Aziz Mwazif is in second, McConley third. Paulie is still stuck in fourth, not being able to make the pass on McConley there. Cashew now up to 5th place. Rakhimbayev drops down to 6th. John, you can fill in the blanks.
Yeah. Coming to the left right turn, and then coming for the 100R, 300R, sorry. On board of Rakhimbayev. Park comes to the Dunlop chicane, and then sector 3, most crucial part of the track. One wrongful move might end you either out of the race or into the box.
And anyways, let's take a look back into Richie Rod there, trying to make a move on Charles Thompson there. Thompson has, I think, has attacked himself way too much. Put too much attack actually. And we've had the confirmation that Shaki Reza is currently being called to enter the pits. Let's see how much fuel Shaki Reza is gonna have in his car. And let's see if he can perform his undercut strategy quite well. And right now, Richie Rod trying to defend. Charles Thompson trying to defend against Richie Rod. There are more side-by-side battles between Damashnev and Rakhimbayev. Rakhimbayev is currently dropping down the standings. And currently, Damashnev makes his pass.
And Richie Rod also passes Charles Thompson.
And yes, Richie Rod, good eye there. Richie Rod finally making that pass work. So we have two battles there at the end of that turn 1 kerfuffle. And Damashnev edging ahead of Rakhimbayev. Rod edging ahead of Thompson. Looking into some of the other drivers. Perez not really in a place here right now. Shaki Reza having his car service, having his fuel filled up and his tires changed. Shaki Reza is not actually good for the end of this race as well. He actually miscalculated his fuel as well. So Shaki Reza, I think, shot himself in the foot there. He'll have to pit again. So Shaki Reza, I knew that there has been some kind of issue. Like, I've been doubting of his move to pit quite early, and for him to be this low fuel. So Shaki Reza obviously having to pay the price, having to pit once again.
And just for confirmation again, this is now 15th lap of 67 laps.
Okay, we need to get the refuel monitor back up here as Cashew finally pits. Looking at the refuel monitor here at the moment, Cashew is actually now filled up until the end actually. So Cashew has a good thing go, and Rakhimbayev tries to steal back a position from Damashnev. Looking into the aero packages here at the moment, Damashnev goes for that low wing package, while Rakhimbayev has that high wing package. So that explains why Rakhimbayev is struggling on the straights, but absolutely flourishes in the corners. Mazzy manages to actually undercut Cashew, but Mazzy will have to pit once again.
Yeah, now definitely this is a time where the drivers might decide whether they should pit now or even later.
And looking into some of the other drivers here at the moment, like for example Ishikawa the third against Alex Grant for battle for position there. It's for to Grant's advantage here, and as I think it's a battle for 14th. Meanwhile, let's take a look back into Lance Oryx, who's currently being called into the pits here. We have confirmation our race leader Lance Oryx is currently serving time in the pits.
Sean Pauli now taking, I believe that's actually now the second place now. And Macon leads the race.
Well, if you want to take a look here at the moment, we forgot about the other guy, like Aziz Moazif. Aziz Moazif is your actual race leader. McConley is leading his EN class, leading in the EN class of 6 cars. Sean Paul, I believe it's 6 cars. Yeah, 6 cars. Anyways, Sean Pauli leads the JP class in what should be 3rd place. So Sean Pauli wanting to go quite long. Let's see what he can do from here. So Shaka Reza managing to undercut Cashew. That's a good thing to see because Cashew had been running, I believe, in the midfield. Actually, in the top half of the midfield, as you can see in battle between Charles Thompson and Richie Rod. And a bit of a confirmation there. Antana Rock crashed out on lap 1. Goliath crashed out on lap 3. And Jeff Clark crashed out on lap 7. Or spun out, for that matter. Ishikawa the second. And as you can see, Alex Grant spinning across Panasonic corner. Nearly losing the car. I think Panasonic corner might be a headache. Maybe a corner of headaches for these 3 drivers who have already DNF.
It might be, and especially not just riding the grass or Alex Run forcing, I believe that's...
Bolatev. That's Bolatev. You can see here, he actually got pushed off into the pit. He actually got pushed off into the, into the pit lane, actually. Into the pit wall. It's like Schumacher and Barrichello in 2010.
Just trying everything they can just to force another driver out. Not a very good move for him.
Not a very good move there. And if you remember what happened to Barrichello and Schumacher in 2010, on the main straight at Hungary in the Hungarian Grand Prix, Michael Schumacher squeezed Rubens Barrichello into the pit wall, and Rubens himself was not very pleased about it. And looking into Perez, trying to close the gap onto Richie Rod, who is also quite close into Charles Thompson and Putri Farah Kamal. Putri Farah Kamal, though, currently I believe is in 8th place. She started at the back. She started, I think, 24, 25. As you see, Charles Thompson going off, but manages to get this car saved.
Almost going sideways, exiting the corner there. And Richie Rod behind Charles Thompson. Tries to go for the move. Who's gonna brake? It's gonna be Thompson. He's gonna be Richie Rod. Coming to the braking side. Thompson's pulling away actually, but not that much.
And Thompson, Richie Rod, Thompson drops back. Richie Rod gets back up. Apologies if there is a lag on the stream at the moment. Putri Farah Kamal trying to stay ahead of the rest of the pack here at the moment. Rod tries to get back on track quite aggressively there. Charles Thompson might want to take a look down the inside. But right now, no options are opening up. Mohamed Shakir Reza, I think, set the fast lap of the race so far with a 1 minute 25.550. So Shakir Reza knows he has to pit once again. But Shakir Reza is not going to waste so much time trying to, trying to stay slow on his second stint. He needs to make this second stint count. So at this point, he's literally abusing the tires before he has to pit for a second time in the next 9 laps.
He knows that the gap between him and Yuki Kazukai or whoever's in front of him is too far. He might as well focus on making more faster laps so that he can close up the gap soon.
Perez. More drivers coming into the pits. A lot of drivers coming in. We have confirmation that Nasir Daham and Putri Farah Kamal are officially doing time to serve into the pits. There's a massive battle on the main straight.
Be wide here, coming to the braking zone. Who's gonna be it? It's gonna be Richie Rod. Never mind. They've just got back to side by side. 2 wide racing.
Charles Thompson leading Richie Rod, leading Anita Perez. Ishikawa the third is not far behind. And then we have a few drivers left in the field like Yukikaze Kai, who is not currently listed in the timing charts at the moment. Alex Grant is still right over there, trying to check on his standings here at the moment. Shakib Reza easily steers clear of Daham and Potifara Kamal. They're going to be looking to get themselves back out on track. Here's Aramazi battling against Mama Cashew for the final position. I think this is a battle for 22nd. Daham and Potifara Kamal. Yeah, they're already out. But they're still not properly credited into the timing charts right now, as Aziz Muazif properly laps Aziz Muazif. I apologize, that's not really a battle, that's just Aziz Muazif lapping Aaron Mazi. Potifar Kamal is in 22nd place. Nasir Daham is in... we need to double check because Cash is actually in 21st. Potifar Kamal is in 22nd, and they're still not credited into the timing tower. This is weird. Especially looking at how Farah Kamal and all that are or have already pitted. So we again apologize for the timing tower error here we're seeing at the moment. But just a confirmation, Mazi is currently in 23rd, Cashew 22nd, Farah Kamal 21st, Daham 20th. And as you can see here, there's a side-by-side battle between Daham and Cashew for 20th place. Cashew tries to defend, Daham tries to attack. And right now, it's not forthcoming for them.
And Muhammad Shakib Reza also sets his new fastest lap time, 1:25.477. Definitely trying to get more faster lap times so that he can close up the gap.
And right now his battle is with Kento Kai, who is currently down to 19th after Shakib Reza puts them down. And for Miguel Castro, we have a confirmation that Sean Pauly is taking a good look into this lead. And I believe Muazif have already pitted as well. So we have Sean Pauly, Vlasa Damasla, and Rahim Bayev making up the first three positions. Muazif is been confirmed to have finally pitted from his position, and there is still an issue of these cars not properly being credited into the timing tower. So again, we apologize if we can't really get a proper timing tower in, but we'll just try to paint the image as well as we can. Currently, Bon Air sits in 13th place, Shalage is in 14th, Castro 15th, Ishikawa, we are seeing more drivers crossing to the finish line as Muazif tries to get himself into a battle with Yukikaze Kai for what should be a battle for P8. So excuse us while we try to open up the alternative timing tower at the bottom of your screen. Apologies if you can't see too much, but at least this will paint a better image. So as of right now, Sean Pauly is still leading. Bolatev is currently in 11th place. Oryx now is down to 12th place. And you see here a good jostling for position there between Yukikaze Kai and Aziz Muazif. Now Aziz Muazif looks to be under pressure from Alex Grant.
Grant going for the slipstream now. Rod goes outside of Thompson now. Oh wait, that's Aziz Muazif, sorry.
Another fastest lap for Shakib Reza, 1:25.401. As you can see here, Shakib Reza tried to get past the car representing Amane Kanata, Yukikaze Kai. Oh, and let's try to go move around the outside. They overshot the corner, manages to keep the car safe. Anyways, now we have a confirmation that the Mashev has actually overtaken Sean Pauly for the race lead. We apologize if we couldn't get this shot of the race lead. But looking at the Mashnev has currently 7 laps of field to go. Sean Pauly has 21 laps of field. So Sean Pauly is looking to make his overcut strategy count, while the Mashnev is looking for the undercut.
might be a few of slipstream trains now in the track. As you can see in front of Bon Air, that I believe it's Alex Grant and Orange.
Okay, and right now we're looking into the timing towers. Kento Kai is currently down in 17th place. Perez have already pitted and is now down to 18th. Ishikawa, the third, is currently in 19th place. Cashew is also down to 20th. So leading the race here at the moment is Vladislav Domashnev. Total race time currently 32 minutes. So let's take a look into the alternate ways of the timing tower, and we can turn that off at the moment. Anyways, let's always say Bon Air. Try to go side by side. Bon Air has his position. He's currently in 7th place.
Still trying to clear off, I believe that's Orange behind him. Orange still trying to do a charge on Bon Air.
I don't think he's close. Yeah, I think he's close. He's going for the dive ball, Lance Oryx. He's definitely one of those more aggressive divers that you see as Lance Oryx tries to get his arc going into the turns 12 and into turns 13 and 14 into next corner. Who's going to be blinking? Who's going to blink first? No one yet. Well, okay, we have Brendan McCauley. He's currently in 9th place. Let's hope he doesn't make that mistake into the... Oh! Shakib Reza going off wide there. Tries to... Ooh! Let's see. Shakib Reza can try to get himself back into on track. Yes, he does. He manages to keep his car pointed into a straight line. Vladislav Domashev now pitted from his position as there's another battle between Brendan McConley and Lance Oryx once again.
Lance Oryx braking a little bit later. McConley is still in... Oh no, now they're side by side. Coming to, I believe that's 100R.
And into into Coca-Cola. Now we're heading into 100R, heading into the hairpin. McCauley manages to defend. So Shakib Reza is currently, I believe, up to 15th place, looking to find a way to get past Miguel Castro, but that won't matter in the grand scheme of things because he'll have to pit soon. Castro is in 14th place. Castro is in 14th. Shalage 13th. Lance Orr is currently in 12th place. Brendan McCauley is actually in 11th. Bon Air is actually in 10th. We apologize for that. Daniel Bolatev is in 9th.
Coming up from the Panasonic corner. Oh, Richie Rod trying to do a move. I believe that's Charles Thompson again. Two of them keep exchanging their places. Out of turn 1. So Richie Rod taking the inside. Now of course it will be outside for the Coca-Cola corner. Thompson temporarily behind him.
And it looks like Shakib Reza is looking to make a pass against Miguel Castro once again. Shakib Reza has made the pass work against Castro. He's now up to 14th place, but it will not mean much in the grand scheme of things. He'll have to pit once again.
And I think he might also just set a new fastest lap time, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, 125.3. That is a new fastest lap of this race so far. As Shakib Reza is looking to find a way past Monica Shalage. Shalage obviously representing both Kyla Kowalski in Holo GT3 and Murasaki Shia in Formula Hololive. Shakib Reza gonna drive that, gonna probably make a move down the inside. The answer is, for now,
Not enough.
correct. It's not enough for Shakib Reza at the moment. He's currently still in 14th place. Shalagi holds on to 13, and I think it may look like he might have to pit the end of this lap. We have confirmation that Richie Rod is going to pit as well as Alex Grant.
And now we're entering, I believe that's 26th lap of 67 laps.
25 laps complete here in Fuji Speedway. It's the Albright Parade Grand Prix here in Fuji. We're happy to have you guys on stream. If you want to buy tickets to the 4th Festival, Our Bright Parade, at least for the Holo 227 and for the Day 2 performance, scan this QR code to do so. And if you want to know more about the Hololive Super Expo 2023, a lot of news actually in between those times, you can scan this QR code to find out more about the Hololive Super Expo in 2023. So anyways, we're here racing in Formula Hololive. As you can see here, more cars battling side by side. Alex Grant peels into the pits. More battle here between, I think that's Anita Perez and Bon Ishikawa, the third, fourth position. Perez looking to battle Ishikawa, the third, for 17th place. Ishikawa, the third, now has 17th. And now under pressure for 18th place. Puti Farakama might want to steal a position.
Side by side, exiting 100R, coming to the sharp left turn.
Let's look at the Mustangs' progress here at the moment. Because Raza the Mustang have already pitted, and for the undercut strategy to work, he needs to have clear air and set a faster lap time than Sean Pauli, who is currently leading this race. Just to check on the stock timing tower, Sean Pauli is leading this race. And actually second in the standings here is his fellow Gamers teammate Andrew Rahimayev.
Charles Thompson not pitting, but still manages to top to the top 3. But eventually he'll need to pit soon, so he won't be in the top 5. He won't be in the top 3 for long.
Yeah, looking at Charles Thompson, Mama Shaki Reza has been confirmed to pit once again after that fuel miscalculation. But he'll at least have confirmation that he'll have the freshest tires out of anyone so far. And looking at Charles Thompson, he has 24 laps of fuel to go. Andrew Rahimayev has 16 laps of fuel to go. And for Sean Pauli, he will also have 16 laps of fuel to go. So for Sean Pauli and Andrew Rahimayev, they will be on equal strategies. And as you can see here, the Mustang also making a pass on Anita Perez for position. That is, I believe, for 18th place.
Ishikawa Kai and Kaishu definitely trying to fight for.
That is not Cashew in front of Ishikawa the third. That is Putri Farakamal. The timing tower still can't catch Putri Farakamal, but we can confirm it's Putri Farakamal ahead of Ishikawa the third. So right now battles are still becoming very ripe. Right now you see the Pavolia Rene car over at the front, right over here. That is Putri Farakamal, whom I believe is currently up to 16th place or 15th place. I need to check out Muhammad Cashew because it's Muhammad Cashew is currently in 15th. But yeah, Muhammad Cashew is in 15th. Farakama have passed Ishikawa the third. Apologies if the frame rates are also not cooperating with us at the moment, as Big Castro passes Monica Shalagi for position.
Going to the sector 3 places. I believe that Shilage behind him. Oh wait, that's not sector 3, sorry. Coming to the Dunlop chicane. There. This is actually sector 3 area.
And currently Lance Oryx finding a way past Brendan McConley for what should be a... Oh yeah, if you want to know where Shaki Freza has already ended up, he is now dropped down to 23rd place. Already a few positions behind Aaron Mazzi. He's now currently 19 seconds behind, but let's see how much time he can claw back from this position. There could be a battle brewing between Monica Shalagi and Miguel Castro leading into the main straight, but I don't think it's enough. But for Oryx and McConley, I think they are close to side by side. Oryx actually manages to get past Brendan McConley for position.
Coming to the Coca-Cola corner. I think that's McConley slowly pulling away. Sorry, it's Lance Orange slowly pulling away.
And looking at the Yeah, coming into 100R, coming to 300R, heading into the love chicane. Looking into some of the battles that we may want to pay attention to. Sean Pauly is still keeping Andrew Rakimbayev in check. Fellow Hololive Gamers representatives in the top 2 positions, apart from Althusser and Tanara, who have DNF on lap 1. These two are one of Gamers' remaining hopes. And Charles Thompson, actually, he, if you want to take a look into the progress charts, he started 9th and is now up to 3rd. Okay, granted, he has not pitted, but he is definitely up there. So right now, Miguel Castro have already set his personal best lap time, 1:27.439. And for Richie Rod, he took it to find a way to get past Anita Perez for position. Obviously, we have the Fox and the Rat, Shirakami Fubuki versus Hakos Bells. Who's going to come out on top?
Richie Rod now taking the slipstream, gaining, not obviously a lot. Trying to pull to the side, then tucks it back in. Into the first corner.
Not enough, unfortunately. But right now, we might want to take a look at a possible side-by-side battle between Bon Air and Daniel Bolata. Daniel Bolata currently in 7th place. Yuki Kazukai currently in 6th. Aziz Muaziv is in 5th. Lorenzo Ricci 4th. And right now, Mawashaki Freza is one of those is currently the only driver a lap down at the moment. And Richie Roth finally making a pass on Anita Perez, hanging it around the outside at the hairpin.
Into the Dunlop chicane here. A little bit of understeer there.
And as you can see here, Rakimbayev really closing in there at 100R and heading into the hairpin. Right now, there's still no battles here, but Miguel Castro is slowly catching up. Right now, Miguel Castro, I really can't tell much what his position is at the moment. We're gonna go back into here. Okay, this is not helping. Anyways, let's take a look back into some of the possible battles here at the moment. We're about to pass halfway into this race. Still a nice sunny weather here at Fuji Speedway, here at the Albright Parade Grand Prix Split B race. Lance Oryx wanting to do some damage into the standings here right now. I believe he's currently in 9th place actually. Daniel Bolatev representing Tokuya Toa at the moment. You see that car? Definite TMT moment, you got to say. Sean.
Yes. Sorry.
So anyways, let's take a look back into Daniel Bolatev, currently 7th place in the Tokuya Toa car. Looking into the progress charts right now. Really can't tell where Bolatev has started, but we need to take a look back into some of the pre-race stats. Well, the case is Bolatev really making that TMT representation possible with his 7th place run at the moment. Of course, they'll have to pit once again. Here we see Kento Kai pitting from wherever he is at the moment.
That's orange, like behind of, I believe that's Bon Air. Closing in the gaps now, coming to 300R right now. Gets into the chicane.
But meanwhile, we need to take a look back into Shaki Freza because I think he has already set a lap time 1.5 seconds faster than his opponent. So for Shaki Freza, his race isn't over yet. And actually, we want to take a look at his gap against Aramazzi. It is closing just a bit. Shaki Reza set at 126.7, and RMS sets a lap time 2 seconds lower than Shaki Reza at the moment. So we have a battle here between Lance Orris and Brendan McConley. I think this is for yeah, I know it's for position, but we just need to double check what is his position actually for. This is a battle for P8. So McConley defends the inside line. Orris tries to attack. Orris is still down to 9th. Okay, so Sean, we are about to pass the halfway stages of this race. Sean Pauli and Andrew Rakhimbayev have yet to make a stop. And looking at their stats here at the moment, both Rakhimbayev and Sean Pauli are going to pit in at most 10 laps to go. And for Charles Thompson, he will pit in about 17 laps time. Who do you think is going to head inside this top 3?
For me, I think Sean Pauli will still maintain in front, and Rakhimbayev might or might not still stay at 2nd place.
And looking into the standings here, Bon Air was not. I don't think he's actually in 4th place because there are still a few drivers who have not been credited. Let's take a look into the driver who have not been credited just yet. We have Aziz Moazif and Lorenzo Ricci. Lorenzo Ricci is currently sitting in 4th place in the Hosho Marine car. Looking into the race field monitor once again. Here we go. Lorenzo Ricci is going to go very long, about as long as Charles Thompson on that overcut strategy. And for the other drivers like Aziz Moazif has already pitted actually. But he is not being credited into the timing charts at the moment. Aziz Moazif is currently sitting in 5th place representing Ayunda Risu, and Daniel Bolatev is currently being called into the pits. Currently in 6th place is Daniel Bolatev in that Tokoyami Towa car, like we mentioned, doing very well to represent the TMT, doing well to represent the Kenzoku. And as you can see here, we have Bolatev finally peeling into the pits for his servicing of tires and the refilling of fuel. And here we see Bon Air getting back up into a few more positions. Moazif still currently in 5th place. The true 4th place runner is currently Lorenzo Ricci in the Hosho Marine car. And looking at Brendan McConley, they're both looking to pressurize each other. Anyways, everyone, welcome on board to the stream. We hope you are enjoying this race, the Our Bright Parade Grand Prix Split B race at Fuji. We've already settled with Split A. We've already settled with the 27-kilometer invitational race coinciding with Hall 27. Daniel Bolatev is finally recorded into the timing towers, thank goodness, as he is looking to be under pressure from Muhammad Cashew as the Mashnev gets past Ishikawa the third. Oh, and more drivers pitting actually. Andrew Rakhimbayev and Sean Pauli, it's your race leaders. What do you think of this, Sean? Okay, we have confirmation that Sean is currently out of the stream at the moment. We're going to slightly disconnect for a while, just to save a bit more FPS. Anyways, Sean Pauli and Andrew Rakhimbayev finally pitting from where they are at the moment. He had mentioned that there has been a power outage. So here we see Sean Pauli finally exiting back into a few drivers who have yet to pit. Miguel Castro has yet to pit. And let's see if Sean Pauli can try to defend his position from Castro. trying to hang around the outside. Not worthwhile for him. Monica Shalage currently up there as well. Let's see what Shaki Reza can do to get himself back up into contention here. He is closing back up to Aaron Mazzi, Alex Grant, Nasir Daham, Kento Kai, Anita Perez, Yukikaze Kai. Slowly but surely. And as it stands right now, Sean Galile and Althusser and Tanner are representing both Minato Ako and Nakamata Akai respectively, are not going to score points even in the JP class standings. Jeff Clark will get 1 point as he finishes 15th in the JP class, and Mohammad Shakib Reza will look to finish 14th in the JP class as well. Anyways, looking at the current situation at the moment with Shakib Reza, he is still pulling in 0.2 of a lap faster than his rivals, Aaron Mazzi and Alex Grant. As you can see, finally, Miguel Castro peels into the pits. Oh, and Rakimbaya going side by side with Sean Pauly for the race lead. This is literally likely for the net race lead here as Rakimbaya tries to hang around the inside. Sean Pauly has the outside line into Coca-Cola corner. Sean Pauly tries to get into Rakhimbayev's gap. Right now it's not forthcoming for Pauly. Well, let's see if Sean Pauly can try to steal back position from Rakhimbayev. As you can see here, Castro finally coming out on track, I believe. Oh, he's definitely challenging Ishikawa the third. Castro and Bolate going side by side for, I think it's for 9th place. It's because Moziv is still not being recorded in the standings here at the moment, because right now Thompson is currently your race leader. Lorenzo Ricci is in second, or rather Macaulay is in second. No, and actually we need to take a look back. Bon Air finally comes in for his pit stop. And Rahimbaya still steering clear of Sean Pauly there into the second half of this race. We have Shalage and Oryx. Still looking to find a way past each other. And right now we're seeing another side-by-side battle between Vladislav Damashnev and Bon Air as Bon Air gets out of the pits. Side-by-side goes both of them. And trying to stay up ahead is Bon Air. And looks like he might just be able to get the job done. As you can see here, Shaki Reza have now definitely closed up to Aaron Mazzi. Have also closed up to the car that has lapped him, Charles Thompson, currently leading this race. And Charles Thompson only has 12 laps of fuel, so his time to make a pit stop is coming very soon as Thompson tries to go around the inside of Aaron Mazzi there, pushes Mazzi off wide. Thompson trying to really push him, trying to really get up into the attack there. Oh, Mazzi really goes down to the deep inside line there at the first part of the Dunlop chicane. I think it kind of messes its line there. Looking into some of the other drivers here. Here we see Nasser Daham, currently down in 20th place, representing Sarasvana. Doyukoto? Yes. Just to remind you guys that this is a English stream. I really want to find some Japanese commentators, but it's not available at the moment. Just to translate this part. このストリームは英語での配信で、 日本語のコメンテーターが見つけないから英語で配信します。この配信はもしこの配信に見ている日本人があったらすみません。私は精一杯で配信を出ている。もしコメンタリー、もし日本語のコメンタリーがもし日本語のコメンタリーがないならすみません。私は精一杯でこのレースを開催して英語でコメンテートします。Anyways, back into the battle here. Thompson and Alex Grant going side by side. Thompson representing スイス代表のチャールズ・トンプソン、メインストレートに次はアレックス・グラントはトンプソンの右に1コーナーで頑張ってください。はい、ありがとう。私は実は日本人のコメンテーター、日本語でコメンテートする人を見つけて、ちょっと恥ずかしい。ちょっと恥ずかしくて。Anyways, let's get back into the English stream. Apologies if I had to speak a bit of Japanese there. There had been a Japanese commenter in the chat room. I'm trying my best to get into commentating in Japanese into just a slight bit, just to try to help the Japanese viewer get in line to see what's going on into the racetrack here right now. As it stands, 今は現在、チャールズ・トンプソンはリードして、星巻彗星代表のチャールズ・トンプソンが、Our Bright Parade Grand Prix at the Fuji Split B レースにチャールズ・トンプソンがリードして、And looking at the battles here right now, Shakir Reza and Aaron Mazzi going side by side. Shakir Reza, Momosuzu Nene 代表の Shakir Reza, representing Momosuzu Nene, Shakir Reza on the outside against Aaron Mazzi, representing Iris 代表のですね。はい。あまり上手じゃなくても、私は精一杯で日本語でコメンテートして配信します。Anyways, let's get back onto the track. Shakir Reza versus Aaron Mazzi. Shakir Reza just lost out to Aaron Mazzi. Aaron Mazziは防御あいつのいいで彼のいいを防御できた。シャキレザはまだ19位にいて、マジは18位にいて、Charles Thompson はyou can see here Charles Thompson trying to find his way past the lap traffic of Alex Grant and also Nasir Daham. Nasir Daham is currently Alex Grant is actually 21st. ちょっと訂正があります。ナシル・ダハムは実は20位にいて、アレス・グラントは21位にいて、アルマズは22位にいて、シャキレゾは23位にいて、シャキレゾは1コーナーでオーバーテイク。そううまくいけるかな。チャールズ・トンプソンはリードからピットして、チャールズ・トンプソン is pitting from the race lead. 5人のビューアーがいます。この配信は。皆さんようこそ。皆さん、日本人の皆さんようこそ。このストリームへ。このストリームは、Day2 とホロ27とかのという発音か。ホロ27に127km レース。ちょっとやり直して。Okay, let's get back into the race here at the moment. Brendan McConley is now not exactly your net race leader, but actually, we need to confirm this once again. Actually, Aziz Muazzev is actually good until the end of this race, and he's currently leading this race. 新たなリーダーは歩んだリス代表のアジズ・モアゼフ。昨日の話を聞いてもらいたいなら、昨日のスプリット A レースはリス車はスタートできなくて、スプリット A レースに入っていない、スプリット A レースに入っていなくて、代わりにファワズ・モリ、星野ムーナ代表のファワズ・モリは代わりにして、このレースでスピンして DNF リタイアしてしまった。Anyways, let's get back into the English side of things. I'm trying my best to balance the English and Japanese viewers at the moment. Back into the battle here at the moment. Brendan McConley is actually in second place because Aziz Muazzev is actually your new race leader. Because looking at the corrected standings, Aziz Muazzev is now your new race leader. It's very interesting to see where he ended up because look at the progress chart. He actually started third and actually managed to play his cards absolutely correctly. And now, for someone who actually didn't start in Split A, he's doing very well in Split B. At the moment, Risu actually has done very well in the Split A concert. 昨日の Day 1 Live でアユナリスの声は素晴らしくて、泣いたところだった。その時に。Anyways, back into the English side of things. Aziz Muazzev now leads in this race. Brendan McConley is in second, and Rahim Bayev is in third. Lance Oryx fourth after he actually overtakes Sean Pauly. Sean Pauly is now down to 5th place. Charles Thompson currently in 6th place. Lorenzo Ricci is in... Hang on. Yeah, Lorenzo Ricci is currently in 7th place. Cashew 8th. Bon Air 9th. Don Balatev is in 10th place. And in 11th place is Vladislav Damashnev. And currently Aaron Mazzi has been overtaken by Muhammad Shakif Reza for 22nd place. Bon Air and Cashew going side by side. Coca-Cola corner de. And so we see that in the Japan series, in the Japan class, Rahim Bayev is leading this race in the Okami Mio car. Okami Mio no Rahim Bayev wa JP クラスにリードして、次はJP クラスにショーン・ポリ2位でいて、JP クラスに。Anyway, jostling for position between Richie Raw and Vladislav Damashnev. Gen 1 battle, Ichikise no battle. Richie Rod and Vladislav Damashnev side by side. Oh, you can see here Damashnev nearly going off track. But for now, they're both okay at the moment. And Sean Pauly manages to attack him back. Back up to 4th place, Sean Pauly. Inagami Koroni Daihyo no Sean Pauly wa 4位を取り戻った。 取り戻したね。McConley currently in 3rd place. Oh, there's another battle here between Lance Orris and Charles Thompson. Charles Thompson is now up to 5th place. The Sweet State representative is now back up to 5th place. Anyways, back into the racing action here, and I think the Japanese viewer left. He did wish me the best of luck, and I wish him the best of luck as well. Looking into the final few laps here, we have 20 laps to go here in Fuji. 20 laps of racing left for this weekend. Richie Rod about to be passed by Daniel Bolatev. Well, I think he's currently in... Well, I can't tell much at the moment, because right now Shaki Reza is still staying in this race, trying to get past Alex Grant. Actually, that's not Alex Grant. That's actually Nasir Daham. Nasir Daham currently sitting 21st out of everyone so far. You see here Shaki Reza trying to attack at the moment, going on the outside. But not close enough there, Muhammad Shakib Reza. Shalagi and Damasha trading blows between each other. And right, you can see here Damasha had a very poor exit off of turn 16, Panasonic. Oh, and Thompson and McConley going side by side. Thompson is on a charge with new fresh rubber. His eyes are now set onto Rahim Bayev and Sean Pauly. He's currently in 4th place and he has 20 laps to attack. Mutifar Kamal currently 17th in the... Mutifar Kamal currently 17th in the Pavolia Rene car, doing her best as a reserve driver. Bon Ishikawa the 3rd, 16th place in the Pavolia Rene car. Ron and Cashew still going side by side at that time at the hairpin, heading into double up chicane. Bonaire, 6th place. Or, not really in 6th place, he's currently in 8th place. Obviously, Lorenzo Ricci, I think, hasn't pitted yet. Lorenzo Ricci... No, he has pitted. I think everyone is good until the end of this race. However, there are still some errors with the timing towers. They only pick up 19 of the 23 available drivers, so... Just to tell you what happened to Yukikaze Kai at the moment, he's currently sitting in 18th place right now. Oh, it looks like there's a 3-wide battle here between Domashnev. Oh, there's contact between Shalage and Domashnev. There's contact. Shalage, I think, has damage. I don't think she can continue. We have our next retirement of the race. Shalage is now out of it entirely. Commiserations for Monica Shalage as she had attempted to make a start in Formula Hololive, and it now goes down as a DNF for her. So, terrible luck for her to crash out this way, being hit by Domashnev in that 3-wide attack. Obviously, it's not just Domashnev, there's also Miguel Castro as well. So, very unlucky to get into that racing incident. Back into this race, Thompson now going side by side with Sean Pauly. His comeback drive is still very much on. As you can see here, Shalage's car is still stranded on the exit of turn 1. Thompson trying to get really reel into Sean Pauly there for for 3rd place right now. Right now, Thompson's eyes are set onto Rakhimbayev. Currently, Shalage is still stranded on the side of the track. Quite the crash there between Domashnev and Shalage. Her suspension is quite damaged at this point, so she couldn't continue at this rate. Thompson catching up to Rakhimbayev by some margin here, as Rakhimbayev is still barreling down the main straight. Kento Kai and Alex Grant side by side, battle between Shishi Lamy. And Rakhimbayev setting lap times very soon. It's the Lamy car on top of the Shishi car. 127.0334 Rakhimbayev. Charles Thompson 126.281, 8/10 faster than Rakhimbayev. Then Hachibyo, Charles Thompson. Anyways, let's get back onto the racing scene here. Oh, the stranded car is not going to do it much favors to those that are currently wanting to attack. Thompson is slowly reeling into Rakhimbayev. We have 18 laps of racing left this weekend. Thompson, let's see what he can do. And for Rakhimbayev, let's see what he can do to catch up to Aziz Muazif. And actually, looking into the battles here, Rakhimbayev is actually catching up. The invisible race leader, that is Aziz Muazif. Oh, looking at the gaps, I can estimate that it might be 2 to 3 seconds. So, and with Charles Thompson being faster than Rakhimbayev, who is faster than Muazif, this is certainly going to be a last lap that we may want to pay attention to. Cashew now looking to find a way to go around the outside of Daniel Bolatev to get the position. I really need to know the true actual position of these drivers at the moment. And right now, let's take a look into the adjusted driver lineup here at the moment. Rod is not actually in 7th place because Brendan McConley is currently in 5th place. Ricci is in 6th. Lance Oryx 7th. Richie Rod is currently 9th. Castro 10th. There was a battle for 11th place there, Cashew and Bolatev. Lamashnev is aiming to steal a few positions away from Damashnev at the moment. Perez 14th. Ishikawa the 3rd is in 15th. Kai 16th. Grant 17th. Potifarakawa 18th. Kento Kai 19th. Nasir Daham 20th. Shaka Riza is in 21st. And Aramazi, last of the currently running cars, is in 22nd. Oh, and Damashnev are finally making a pass on Daniel Bolatev here for what should be, I think, 11th place. Actually managed to get past both of them. Bolatev who had been under pressure from Mama Cashew as well. He had been overtaken as well. 17 laps to go. And more battles between Bolatev and Cashew. Their guys are not done yet. Bolatev going around the outside to defend his position. It's now 12 p.m. in Japan. And currently, we are currently in this bright afternoon in Japan. Anyways, Perez is currently in, I believe, 15th place. Right now it's definitely calmed down. So let's talk about something else here at the moment. Remember, Albright Parade Grand Prix at Fuji, Split B race, Fall Festival Albright Parade, coinciding with that event. このイベントと重なって、Here's the hashtag. このハッシュタグを使って、もしスーパーエクスポートフォーフェスの話にしたいなら、If you want to buy tickets to the 4th festival, at least for the Holo 27 stage and day 2, you can do so. もしチケットが買うつもりとハッシュタグがあって、右下にこのハッシュタグはあります。Anyways, back out on track. 16 laps to go. Thompson is now looking to make a pass on Andrew Rakhimbayev. And looking at Charles Thompson, he's got blistering pace. He's definitely clawing himself back up to 2nd place. And now his eyes are set on getting the true race lead away from Aziz Muazif. Remember, Aziz Muazif was supposed to race in Split A but had issues in his car. This is supposed to be the Muna car, but the Muna car had to fill in for the Risu car in the Split A race due to the Risu car having issues. And now Charles Thompson going side, making a dive bomb and a half down the inside. The race lead at this late stage of the race. Charles Thompson is gonna try to make it count. Into Dunlop corner. The tires are beginning to really becoming worn out for Aziz Muazif, who's gonna try to hold on to his race lead for as long as he can. And just a note, in the Hololive Mario Kart tournament, the New Year's Cup, in the New Year's Cup, Suisei won overall. In the Suyo Cup, Okami Mio and Hosho Marine are inside the podium positions. And looking into the stats right now, Lorenzo Ricci is in 4th place representing Hosho Marine. And as it stands right now, 3 of the 4 guys inside the top 5 as it stands are currently have had their members win the Suyo got the Suyo Cup podium in the Hololive New Year's Cup on Mario Kart. So right now representation is key, and Rakimbaya manages to overtake Charles Thompson there for 2nd place as Rakimbaya tries to get past Aziz Muazif there. He tries to get past, dives down the inside. Will Rakimbaya be able to make the pass? そのバーテイクはうまくできるかな。現在はうまくできない。And right now, Charles Thompson looking to make this pass work against Rakimbayev, who's gonna try to make this pass work on Muazif. And there's another battle here for a few positions here. I think there has been a shuffling in the order, but right now there's not much. On to the main straight. Using the slipstream, Charles Thompson already peeling down the inside of Rakimbayev. Rakimbayev having quite the poor exit. There may be a 3-wide move if they're not careful. Coming down into the main straight, heading into turn 1. Thompson has looked to retake 2nd place and the JP class race lead. Thompson managing the pass. Rakimbayev, now he has to try to get past Muazif with ease. Take 2. As you can see here, the gap's really closed in between Thompson and Rakimbayev. Will he make the dive bomb? The answer is no, not yet, but he is getting quite close as he also has to have his eyes set on defending his position against Andrew Rakimbayev. Obviously, the current top 5 right now is Ayunda Risu, Hoshimachi Suisei, Okami Mio, Inagami Korone, and Hosho Marine. And right now, the battle for 2nd is getting very rife there. Ooh, Rakimbayev trying to hold on to his position, but will it be enough? Oh, Rakimbayev going off wide. Will it pay off handsomely? Oh, there's contact between the 2. Charles Thompson, stay clean, stay clean. No, he's made a mistake at the exit of the final corner. Panasonic. Sean Pauli manages to overtake. The battle for the lead in this final few stages is going to get absolutely amazing, especially for the JP class. And as for Aziz Muazif, he's absolutely enjoying this battle that he's seeing at the back. Take 2 in this battle. Take 3. Charles Thompson on the inside of Andrew Rakimbayev. Thompson instantly retakes 2nd place, but for how much longer? Pushes Rakimbayev off wide. Now puts Rakimbayev under pressure from Sean Pauli. And this also puts Lorenzo Ricci back into the mix. Brendan McCauley 6th, Lance Oryx 7, Bon Air 8th, Richie Rott 9th. Miguel Castro looking to secure a top 10 as a reserve driver for Usada Pecora. Rakimbayev currently 3rd place Thompson looking to just try to find a way to get a good exit off of the final corner to try to solidify his place in the lead. So far so good at nets. Let's see if he can get a pass on to... Oh, as you can see, Orr's trying to get past Bon Air, but not good enough there. Joaquin Baez trying to get past Charles Thompson, but Charles Thompson having a very solid exit off of the final corner. He's going to definitely start using the slipstream against Aziz Muazev if he can, but Muazev is, I think, too far ahead. But I think he might be able to try a dive bomb. The stars are quite worn there. There's a lot of graining there. 11 laps to go of this weekend. Will Charles Thompson managed to secure a win for Hoshimachi Suisei and Hoshiomi. Hoshimachi Suisei と Hoshiomi のために Charles Thompson はこの優勝を確保できるかな? Stay tuned. Let's watch this final laps of this race unfold. Charles Thompson now looking to find a way to dive bomb down the inside once again, and I think he has actually managed to clear Aziz Muazev. Charles Thompson, your new race leader. And now he needs to see this through, but Aziz Muazev is not going to make it look easy, but he's too far back, and now he's looking to be under pressure from the gamers duo of Andrew Rakhimbayev and Sean Pauly. And if you want to know what happened to the other cars like Sean Golisle has basically retired from this race, and Althusser and Tannerau in the Nekomata Kayu car has also retired. Also for Jeff Clark and also Sean Golisle after they have had an off in the first stages of this race. Anyways, let's get back into Sean Pauly and Andrew Rakhimbayev. Andrew Rakhimbayev looking to get past the car that carries Ayunda Risus Carlos, but look at Sean Pauly looking to steal a podium position away from Andrew Rakhimbayev. This is for the overall podium finish, so Sean Pauly is going to definitely make this count. 10 laps to go here in Fuji. And it looks to me that Sean Pauly might be able to clear Rakhimbayev finally. Rakhimbayev tried to play his cards right, but it just wasn't meant to be. Shakib Reza manages to get past Ishikawa the third. Shakib Reza has actually managed to climb himself back up from 22nd to 17th. So, and now Shakib Reza is looking to continue his comeback drive at the moment. Richie Rod and Lance Orris trade blows, and now Richie Rod is now up to what should be 6th, 7th, 8th place at the moment. The battle for the top spots are not over yet, and now Lorenzo Ricci have found a way to get past Andrew Rakhimbayev for 4th place. Remember, these two, the VTubers, have finished 2nd and 3rd in the Suyo Cup, in the Hololive New Year's Cup, and now to see both of them battling on the same turf is one hell of a pleasant sight to see. Apologies if the lag is occurring at the moment, as Lorenzo Ricci has more life on this tires than anyone else. Okay, back into the action here. Lorenzo Ricci using the slipstream, using the 1.5 kilometers straight to his advantage. Lap 59 begins with Charles Thompson leading. Now catches up into the lap car of Aaron Mazzi. And now Hikikaze Kai making a pass on Mohamed Cashew for 13th place. Richie Rod now overtakes Brendan McConley once again. Actually, no, he now overtakes Brendan McConley. Richie Rod now up to 7th. And now Richie Rod is going to try to find his way past Bon Air. And Rakhimbayev drops out of position. And now you see that Aziz Muazev is losing track of the basically this race, as he's now dropped down away from the podium. Sean Pauly still in 2nd place, looking to try to steal something away from Charles Thompson, but he has a lap car of Aaron Mazzi in the way. Lorenzo Ricci now on the podium position representing Hosha Marine. 表彰台フィニッシュは表彰台によりチャートムスは優勝を確保していて、ショーン・ポリは2位にいて、3位はロレンゾ・リッチ、ホーシャマリン代表のロレンゾ・リッチは3位にいる。 Is Sean Pauli trying to catch up to Aaron Mazzi there? But will he be close enough? この配信に見ている日本人はこの配信へようこそ。フォーフェス、と重なる、レースは、Our Bright Parade Grand Prix、Split B at Fuji。ハッシュタグはひらがなホロライブ、もしライブ、もしスーパーエクスポートフォーフェスの話にして。Anyways, looking at Sean Pauli has already cleared Charles Thompson, and now he has another lap car that he needs to think of right now. Nasir Daham, who's currently down in 21st place. And as we've mentioned here, you got the QR code. You can scan if you want to. Besides, this is the last race before we log off for a week before we resume on late April. Nasir Daham trying to defend against Charles Thompson. But for how much longer can he hold off the race leader? As Sean Pauli might be able to steal something in what should be his final Formula Hololive and Holo GT3 race. Sean Pauli is facing uncertainties in his time in Holo GT3 and Formula Hololive, and he wants to end his final races with a bang. And right now, Sean Pauli is currently in second place, right, trying to catch up to Charles Thompson, and Charles Thompson is currently struggling at the moment. Shaki Reza is currently up to 16th place after clearing Bon Ishikawa III. Can he get himself inside the top 15, overtaking Alex Grant? Looking into his previous laps, he is still 1 to 2 laps faster than his opponents. And now, Charles Thompson clears Nasir Daham. And now Sean Pauli's turn to claw himself back into a sniffing chance of challenging his lead. Sean Pauli trying to get his way into Daham, who is making his Formula Hololive debut. Basically replacing 2 other drivers that came before him, also in Holo GT3. We have 22 cars left. 4 cars are not credited in this timing chart. We still, again, we'd like to apologize for that. As you can see here, Thompson and Pauli's gap have opened up. Sean Pauli is going to try to clear the lap car Nasir Daham ASAP. As you can see, Charles Thompson have the last lap of a 1:27.349. Sean Pauli 1:29.041. He needs to clear the lap car soon and ASAP. But he's not close enough. Will he make a dive bomb? Not quite. Shakib Reza now finally makes the pass on Alex Grant. Shakib Reza is now up to 15th place, and now his eyes are set on Muhammad Cashew in 14th. And now Daham finally clears Sean Pauli, but the gap is now 4.1 seconds between Sean Pauli and Sean Pauli and Charles Thompson. Now he's stuck behind Anita Perez. Shakib Reza and Alex Grant battling side by side. Next corner, heading into Panasonic. Shakir Reza has the dangerous outside line. He needs to thread it carefully. And just about manages to do so. And actually has a very good exit off of the final corner. And has a very good slingshot move against Muhammad Cashew. He might just be able to steal 13th place. The laps wind down. 6 laps to go. Charles Thompson now still stuck behind. Anita Perez might not be able to get a very good exit off of the final corner, and this will give a lot of space for Sean Pauli. The final laps are still very much on the cards between Charles Thompson, Sean Pauli, Andrew Rakimbayev, and Lorenzo Ricci. And actually, Lorenzo Ricci has been overtaken by Andrew Rakimbayev as well. He tried to get past Nasir Daham, and I think he actually made a mistake at Panasonic corner. So that's why he's dropped down to 4th place. Shakir Reza now makes the pass on Muhammad Cashew there at the hairpin. He is now up to 14th place. His eyes are now set on Yukikazu Kai and the Japanese license registered Vladislav Domashnev in 12th place. Thompson tries to clear the two lap cars of Perez and Fuji Kamal. Anita Perez currently down in 20th place. Fuji Kamal down in 19th place. Kento Kai looking to find a way past Ishikawa the third. Shakib Reza. Gap to Yukikaze Kai is a lot, but I think he might be able to pull something. Let's check his last lap. 1:27.632 for Shakib Reza. And now Sean Pauli under pressure from Rakim Bayev. Rakim Bayev takes a lot of cut at the exit of turn 16, and that's going to give a lot of breathing room between him and the rest of the field here right now. And Pauli's just going to try to get himself back into contention. Charles Thompson 1:26.608. Sean Pauli 1:28.293. Not looking very good for Sean Pauli there. Trying to get past the lap cars, but to no avail. Oh, Shakir Reza finally. Oh, and you can see Alex Durant finally making the pass on Mohamed Cashew for 15th place. Shakir Reza. Lance Oryx. Daniel Bolatev currently in 11th place. Miguel Castro is looking to secure a top 10 as a temporary driver. Had some seat time in the Usara Pecora car in yesterday's 227-kilometer race, the Holo 27-227. And Rakim Bayev looking to find a way to get past Sean Pauli. Sean Pauli trying to make a move around the inside of Perez and Farah Kamal. And that's going to give a lot of room for Charles Thompson, as currently he has Ishikawa the third to pass. Your shooting star, your diamond in the rough, Charles Thompson, representing Hoshimachi Suisei, is currently leading this race comfortably by about 7.5 seconds, and he's trying his best to clear Ishikawa the third. We're gonna start lap 65. 3 laps to go here in Fuji. Sean Pauli. A dive on the inside may be possible for Sean Pauli there, as he is now overtaken by Andrew Rakhimbayev and also Lorenzo Ricci. And as it stands right now, we might be seeing a replication of the podium of the Suyo Cup. Nihonjin no minasan wa Hololive Oshogatsu Cup no koto oboite imasu ka? この正月カップの水曜カップで星町彗星は優勝者になって2位と3位は星森と岡見美桜と私はそう覚えます。今は現在チャールズ・トムソン彗星代表のトムソンとミオ代表のラヒンバイエフとマリン代表のリッチーは表彰台フィニッシュにいた。And into the final 2 laps here, Ishikawa the third. Into the final 2 laps of this race, Charles Thompson just crossed the line. And right now the battle is still alive. Rakim Bayev have cleared some of the lap cars. Rakim Bayev trying to get past the lap car of... Well, there's a lot of lap cars in between himself and Sean Pauli and Lorenzo Ricci. And this is something that we haven't probably seen before. Let's get back into the battles here right now. Okay, I'll start commentating in Japanese, but I think the Japanese people know what I'm talking about when I'm talking about the top 3 right now. Charles Thompson, Andrew Rakhimbayev, and also Lorenzo Ricci. Charles Thompson has Kento Kai to think about. Currently 17th at the moment. Miguel Castro and Lance Oryx overtakes for position. Castro takes 9th. Heading into the final lap of this race, Charles Thompson. had a very amazing race at the moment. Started at 9th and is now on to the lead of this race come the final lap. Bon Air gained 13 places from 7th place. Miguel Castro gained a lot of places from 23rd to 7th. A lot of climbers here. Chicago the third started last in the start of the race, now up to 16th. Alex Grant started 24th, now up to 13th. What a race this has been for Split B. And looking into Charles Thompson's lead at the moment. His lead is looking to be unstoppable right now. Rakhimbayev is currently second right now. Lorenzo Ricci has Anita Perez as covered against Sean Pauly. Looking at Charles Thompson, he has never won in representing Hoshimachi Suisei just yet. The last time a Hoshimachi Suisei car won was back in Suzuka East, when back then Lorenzo Ricci won it for Hoshimachi Suisei. Charles Thompson is showing that even as a diamond in the rough, like a shooting star, Charles Thompson is still hell of a fast and really representing all the Hoshiyomis out there. Charles Thompson exits the final 2 corners to bring home what should be one of the most popular wins in Hololive GT3 and Formula Hololive history. At the start-finish line, capping off an amazing weekend here at Fuji Speedway. The Alpine Parade Grand Prix comes to a close. Split B comes to a close with Charles Thompson winning the damn thing outright. Andrew Rakhimbayev manages to close 2nd place for Okami Mio and for Lorenzo Ricci. Lorenzo Ricci, amazing stuff from him. He started 4th, managed to stay in 3rd place. Amazing stuff for all the drivers involved. I just want to double check onto the New Year's Cup thing, and right now it has been one hell of an amazing race right now. It's not a one-on-one podium replication, as we see the Suisei car winning like Suisei won in the New Year's Cup, but the 2nd place goes to Andrew Rakhimbayev, but Okami Mio finished 3rd in the Suyo Cup. And for Lorenzo Ricci, he finished 3rd in this race, despite Hosho Marine finishing 2nd. But still, an amazing race that we've seen so far. I'm not sure we have properly cleared everyone so far. Let's take a look back into Kento Kai, last driver on the lead lap. Amazing race for Charles Thompson. And so, with that being said, we're going to finally put this race to rest. We're going to finally put this weekend to rest. Here is your race results. Charles Thompson, your winner here at Fuji Speedway, with a very amazing win, a very popular win at that, against Andrew Rakhimbayev, 2nd place in the Okami Mio car. 3rd place is Lorenzo Ricci in the Hosho Marine car. It's literally the Hololive New Year's Cup podium, with Suisei, Mio, and Marine taking up the top 3 spots. Sean Pauly just missed out on a podium for what could be Sean Pauly's final race. It is very unlikely that Sean Pauly will continue beyond this race. We wish Sean Pauly the best of luck in this regard. Aziz Muazif, as a stand-in relative to Fawaz Mori, he did a very good job to stay on the lead until the final stages, where he finished 5th. He he was not supposed to enter this race. He was supposed to enter Split A, but of course we're gonna be adjusting the Split A race results later to adjust for Aziz Muazif, but then again, I don't think that will be possible. So he will stay in Split B for at least for this one, replacing Fawaz Mori. Relative to Fawaz Mori, he did a very good job. Bon Air finishes 6th for Natsuhiro Matsuri. Michiro finishes 7th for Shirakami Fubuki. Bennett McCauley finishes 8th for Gao Gura. good stuff there. And with that being said, he is your EN class winner. Good job for Brendan McCauley. Miguel Castro in the Usada Pecora car got a top 10, despite Miguel Castro being a racer. In car number 10, Daniel Bolata representing Tokiyami Toa finishes in P10. Lance Oryx in the 11th spot in the ID class champion. Did the best he could, finishes 11th in the Anya Milfisa car, representing Aki Rosenthal. Vasa Damashina finishes 12th. Wikikaze Kai finishes 13th in the Amane Kanata right in 13th. Shaki Reza completes his comeback drive to finish 14th after he had to pit twice. Good stuff from Shaki Reza to maintain relevancy come the second half of this race. Alex Grant finishes 15th in the Yukihana Lamy car. Good stuff from him. Cashew finishes 16th in the Mori Calliope car. Not the result that he hoped for after what he showed in the 227-kilometer race. Ishikawa, the third, is the first car a lap down, representing Oro Crony. He will want to use this experience to good effect. Anita Perez in her second start, doing very well there to finish 9th. Sorry. Ishikawa the third finishes 18th. Kento Kai finishes 17th. We forgot about Kento Kai. Last car on the lead lap. Kento Kai finishes 17th in the Shishiro Botan car. Not bad for him. Potifara Kamal, as a reserve driver, she's done very well to bring the Pavolia Rene car to some form of relevance. Nasir Daham in his first start in Formula Hololive representing Sarasvana finishes 21st. A decent effort for him. Aaron Mazzi, your last classified finisher, is finished in 22nd in the Iris car. Obviously, hope is never lost even in these trying times. Aaron Mazzi will have all the hope that he has. That he will bounce back in future races. Jeff Clark, your first Monica Shalagi, your first DNFer, got tackled by Vlad Shadamashev on turn 1 on a racing incident. He got collected and was basically off from the race. Jeff Clark for 24th place, also had a DNF. Monica Shalagi, by the way, representing Murasaki Shion. Jeff Clark representing Akiri Ayame. And Sean Galai representing Minato Aqua also had an issue at the beginning of this race, representing Minato Aqua. So the Gen 2 representation had been in Split B had been very lacking. It's just a shame to see them crash this early on. And Altazar and Tanarao, 26th place, last place, not what you want to see. And as far as the Japan class standings are concerned, Charles Thompson Charles Thompson first in the JP class, Wakemaya second, Lorenzo Ricci third, Sean Pauly fourth, Bon Air fifth, Richie Rod sixth, Miguel Castro seventh, Bolatev is in eighth, Vlad Damashnev ninth, Yukikaze Kai 10th, Shaki Reza 11th, Alex Grant 12th, Kento Kai 13th, 14th is Shalage, Jeff Clark 15th. Even if these two drivers, Shalage and Clark, fail to finish this race, they are still able to score points due to their classified positions. Goliath 16th, and Antanara will unfortunately get that 17th place. So let's get into the replay to see what happened to Althusser and Tanarao and the other three drivers that DNF'd. Let's get into this race. Let's check the replay. I'm just gonna need to scroll through a driver and turn. Oh, it has been quite ugly. He has been quite ugly. So if you want to know what happened to Althusser and Tanara at the start, here's what happened. Oh! Oh! That is more than just an incident there, because Bon Air was collected. You can see here. Bon Air really, took a lot of curve, tried to catch the car, tried to get back on track, collects Althusser and Tanarao. That has been very messy for Bon Air to rejoin the track that way, but then again, he lost control, but manages to keep his car under control. So let's take a replay again on Bon Air's POV on what happened. There was a car alongside. He had to avoid it. Hit a very awkward curve. Tried to catch the car. Collects Antanarao and puts him out with some huge suspension damage. And here is the camera on Antanarao. Oh, Bonner lost control. Nowhere to go for Antanarao. Very, very unlucky for Antanarao to be collected in an incident like this. So here it is again, Antanarao, representing Nekomatao Kai unit number 5. Obviously, the rear axle's been broken, rear left suspension broken. Zanin deshita ne, Antanarao and Nekomata Kayu Daihyo, Nekomata Daihyo na Antanarao. Zanin deshita. Anyways, that's his race over. So, but that's not your only DNFer, because you also have a few drivers that we have forgotten to record the crash. Let's take a look back into Jeff Clark. Oh dear. I think this is a self-inflicted issue. This This is Jeff Clark exiting turn 2 on what should be a few laps on the start of this race. Oh, he made the same mistake as Daniel Bauer and hit the wall there. Very unfortunate there. Let's take a look back into the onboards. He tried to get into the grass. He tried the iRacing way, cooling down your tires. He braked. Uneven grip. Spun out. Hits the barrier there, and that's him out of the race. Also for Jeff Clark. Jeff Clark tomo. Nakiri ayame daihyo na Jeff Clark. Konna ni crash shita. Crash にしたなんて本当に残念でした。Anyways, that's not the only incident we actually wanted to talk about. Let's also talk about the other DNFer, that is Sean Golyle. Jeff Clark's incident happened 3 laps later, or rather 6 laps later. Sean Golyle made a very known error. So let's take a look at Sean Golyle on how he DNF'd. Oh, went off at Panasonic corner, tried to catch the car, tried to get back on terms, but oh dear. This is very unsafe. He managed to get his car refire, but then he realized he has a suspension issue, and that is his race over. Let's get into the onboards. Yep, gone off track there. And that's where we will end the stream here. We've already shown you guys the JP class standings there. And with that out of the way, we'd like to thank everyone for tuning into this week's 3 races in Formula Hololive. For the Japanese viewers watching, thanks for tuning in as well. No one else is watching at this point. But yeah, we have Hall 27-227 coming up on Makari Messe Exhibition Hall live. If you can buy the tickets, do so. Even then, there's also going to be a free view for a limited time. So yeah, with that out of the way, we'd like to thank everyone for tuning in into our streams. I'm Mama Shazin Reza, and alongside me for a short while is Sean Goliath in the commentary booth. Apologies if he had to leave because he had a blackout. And you've been watching the Formula Hololive Japan season opener, the Albright Parade Grand Prix at Fuji, as well as the Holo 27 227 Invitational race. I'm Mama Shazin Reza, and I'll see you next time.